Now, we were told after the events of last Saturday at that Trump rally, right, that the Republican convention that started on Monday, we were told prior to the convention beginning, it was going to be about unity, right? We were talking about coming together after the tragedy that unfolded that past weekend. Unity, niceness. Trump's campaign sent out a memo to the staffers, said, do not engage in violent rhetoric, do not be mean, like let's all be nice and get along for a while here. Apparently, Kari Lake did not get that memo. And for some reason, the woman who has no political victories to her name, but she does have plenty of court failures to her name, Kari Lake was invited to speak at the RNC convention this week. Again, God only knows why. She's never won an election, but she is an election denier, so she gets to speak at the RNC, where she immediately begins attacking and essentially placing a giant bullseye on members of the press. Here is what Kari Lake said. Hello, America. Welcome everybody who's watching at home, and welcome everybody in this great arena tonight. We love you all. Actually, wait a minute. I don't mean that. I don't welcome everybody in this meeting, in this room. The guys up in the fake news, frankly, you guys up there in the fake news have worn out your welcome, right? You've worn it out, guys. You have spent the last 8 years lying about President Donald Trump and his amazing patriotic supporters. Actually, guys, they lie about everything. They've lied about Joe Biden's health, the economy, the laptop, the border. I could go on and on and on. But the really good news is that every day more and more people are turning off the fake news, and Americans are waking up to the truth about the disastrous Democrat policies pushed by Joe Biden and blah, 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 blah. Unity, togetherness, peace. No, none of that for Kari Lake, right? You are the enemies, you fake news a-holes. That's big talk coming from somebody who's never won an election and is still running way behind her Democratic opponent, Ruben Gallego, in that Senate race in Arizona. Yeah, you don't want to talk about that, though, do you, Kari? Now, here's the thing. Kari Lake is doing what Donald Trump has done for 8 years. Attack the media, accuse them of being liars, never once actually debunk any of the so-called lies, right? Because that's what Republicans do. We will accuse you of something. We will never provide any evidence to back up anything we say. We just hope that our supporters are so fucking stupid that they don't know the difference. And luckily, they are. They're dumb. If you believe anything that anybody says, in spite of the fact that they never provide a single shred of evidence, then you're an idiot. And I have no problem saying that. And I'm not going to hold back on saying that. You should be asking questions. You should be asking for sources. If somebody says the media does nothing but lie, ask them point blank, give me 5 lies they've told in the last week, 5 lies in the last 6 months, 5 lies in the last 5 years. Verifiable lies that they did not, of course, go back and correct later. Ask for sources. Ask for proof. And watch how fast people like Kari Lake suddenly forget how to speak. And it's also kind of funny, right? Because Kari Lake is out there attacking the media, trashing them. You guys are the problem, right? Do you know why anybody in this country knows who Kari Lake is? It's because she ran for and failed to win the Arizona gubernatorial election, right? But do you know why she was even in a position where she could win the nomination for that? You do know where she came from, right? The media! She is a media creation. She was a TV on-air personality. So she's attacking the very people, the very industry that made her famous to begin with. And if it hadn't been for that, if it hadn't been for her career, we wouldn't even know who the hell she is. I know it's a great thing to think of, not knowing who Kari Lake is, but that very media she rails against is the only reason she's in the position she is today, to lose another election in Arizona. Well, folks, we have crossed that 1 million subscriber milestone, but rest assured, we are just getting started here at Ring of Fire. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and make sure to like, share, and comment on the videos.